It's been a long time. I'm here today. You'll be wondering where I am, but not to worry, everything is fine. Just doing lots of activities here and there, and of course, having to do what we have to do. For humanity. I want to welcome you guys to this broadcast. This is Biafra Global Network, 20th day of November 2023. And of course, today is Monday, the first working day of the week. And I know that many of you might be very busy today. This broadcast is impromptu. I didn't actually put a notice to it, so most of you might not know that I'm coming live here today. But it's one of those things. You'll watch it later. As you come in, anyways, just like the video and share on the social media platforms because we're going to be talking about critical things here. When criminality is part of people, they always expose themselves. Whenever anybody is into crime and criminality and stealing, when people tell lies, they will always expose themselves. And you have to understand that as a faculty of lies, as a faculty of criminality, anybody who is a thief will expose themselves one way or the other, the way they talk. And that is basically the things I want today as we go ride. It's not going to be a long one, it's going to be brief, maybe just not more than 1 hour, but you would understand so many things today. And by hopefully, anyways, when we started talking about initially when we started talking about giving account of every fund of the Biafra people and the Biafra nation, people felt that we were just being very too hard rigid and we're just not being supportive. And people criminal in Finland, he's a criminal, and so I will always call him the criminal in Finland. And I've told him if he thinks that I'm saying something contrary, let him go and sue me. And but I can sue him because I can call him a criminal, and I'm going to sue. We're still going to deal with that. So let's leave that for now. The truth here is you must what we're doing is serious business. Some of you don't understand project is a serious business. Some of you don't understand this. And some of you think that it is just one of those things, just one of these organizations or group where you just come, do what you have to do, steal what you want to steal, and then you go and it's your time. After it comes to your turn, you steal and then you leave, somebody else takes over, and then you steal and you leave, and somebody else takes over, and then they steal and leave. It's not that's not what it is. Anybody who takes a penny of Biafra fund would account for it, whether spiritually or physically. But as long as Chukwuki allows you to be alive, you are going to face the wrath of Biafra and the law of Biafra. So we're going to get you, to understand this. And we are getting everybody to understand this. And some of you who are busy sponsoring and supporting criminality and all of that, you would come to the time when your eyes will be open. Some of you are blind to that fact now. You don't know what you're doing because all you do is jump around people, and that is why I want to begin talking about the laws of freedom fighting. Some of you don't know the laws of freedom fighting, so you keep doing anything you like, supporting anybody you want to support, jumping here and there and doing different kinds of things. But today, anyways, by evening, I'm going to give you one of the laws. One after the other, I'm going to send in the laws to a short video of the laws that you need to know so that you can be able to get facts and all of this. My name is Kelly Chambers. Yes, very, very important for me to pick that story about that break. Very, very important. You know, this is Monday morning. You know, we're doing lots of things here, you know, sorting some business. Now, we're going to be facing the issue of criminality, the issue of fraud, financial fraud. The other time we were trying to make you guys understand that Simon, or let me call him the criminal in Finland, because I shouldn't be mentioning his name every time on this platform. The criminal in Finland, and Azuka, the criminal in America. You know, so when I say the criminal in America and the criminal in Finland, you will know who I'm talking about. I actually, you know, and some other people were conversing that they should give account of Biafra funds and all of that. And they didn't, because they are doing their private businesses with the funds up to now. But some of you don't understand. But I will help you understand some things that you need to understand from this particular audio I'm going to play. There's a particular, you know, statement that the criminal from Finland made, and I'm going to use this as a means of educating you today, because some of you don't know how to read in between lines. But I thank God for those of you who are smart, anyways, those who understand all of this stuff. Now let's look at this. Let's look at this. Now, did you hear that? Stop sending money to anybody who is in Umuada or any other person. If you are part of us, stop sending money to them. Now, I want you to understand something here. When it comes to criminals, infighting of criminals, they try as much as possible not to expose their activities, because you know why? They would get into trouble and mess themselves up when they allow this real fight to come out. So what they do is they try to suppress the fight by trying to be very, very diplomatic to each other. If you observe the criminal in Finland and the criminal in America and the here and there issue, you will discover that there have been a kind of fight within, which has to do with funds, but which they don't want the public to know about, because it will indict both of them. One of them, the other one have cheated the other one, so there is an internal fight. Now I'm going to play this particular voice again to the end so that you listen to it. Then I'm now going to take it step by step to show to you that they will in their own hands expose themselves with their own hands. Now you're going to listen to it again. Thank you so much, Mr. Dockers. Thank you for joining. Good morning to you also, or good day to you also. How are you doing? I trust you're fine. As we join in, like this video, share on all your social media platforms. If you have not subscribed to this channel, subscribe to it, because here we are ready to liberate the people from their mental slavery, at the same time liberate the nation of Biafra, and we have that independent nation that will be of truth, established by truth, established. And of course, the only way we can decapitate Nigeria is to utilize the instrument of truth. And our focus here is to end Nigeria and establish the sorry about that, please. Sorry about that. I don't know. You know, it's Monday morning. Calls are just coming in and it's cutting me off from this stuff. So now I'm going to play this particular audio from beginning to the end, and then I'll give you the analysis one after the other. Now, from the language, from the voice, you will understand that the issue, the criminal in Finland, the criminal in America. Listen to this.
No anymore to any person representing Ichi down to anybody, any other person from land. If you are part of us, and you are sending money to anybody, you either go and demand your money back or stop.
Now, let me ask you guys this question. Simple question. Why did the criminal call the name Chichi and never called of the person who is in charge of that so-called Umada? The name of Chichi is not the leader of that called Umada. Why did he call the name of Chichi? Why didn't he call the name of the criminal who is the head of that gang, of that Umada? The question I want to ask you first from this stuff. So from here now, we'll begin to answer these things little by little. Your sense will begin to give you some information that you need, because from this now you begin to understand. Now listen to this again. I'm going to play it again. Why did he call the name Chichi? Why didn't he call the name of the criminal, his partner, where he has been putting all the monies into the account of the husband of this particular criminal in America? Why didn't he call the name of that woman through whom he has been siphoning money from you? Why did he Chichi? Chichi is not the head of that gang called Umada. The group leader, the gang leader, is the one in America, the criminal in America called Azuka. Now, why didn't he call the name of Azuka? Why is he calling the name of Chichi in this particular message and telling you people not to give money again to them? Why is he calling the name of member rather than the name of the leader of that gang group? Now, listen again. I'll play it again.
No more Chichi down to anybody, any other person from land. If you are part of us.
Why did he say from Chichi to any other person representing Umada? Why didn't he mention the name of that gang leader? That's a simple question. From there, you begin to reason. Why did he not call the name? The first name that should come into his brains, the first name that should come to him is the name of the gang leader, the name of the criminal in America called Azuka. The name of that gang that gang called, Umuada. Why didn't he mention the name of that woman? Ask yourself a simple question. Why? Why would he mention Chichi? Chichi is the one who is helping to sustain the account in Nigeria for Azuka. Chichi manages that account in Nigeria on behalf of Azuka. Now, let me tell you something. The things that are coming is not being ordered food and given to the group leader called in Finland, the criminal in Finland. The money is coming into Nigeria account. He doesn't have a knowledge of it. And so monies are coming to that account and he's been cheated from that angle. Remember, the one that is coming to the husband's account too in America, she's in control and she can only give reports to the criminal in Finland, and then they have their percentage and share how they share it. They use a part to buy weapons they want to buy for their criminal liberation, so-called criminal liberation army. They use some parts, maybe not more than 10 or 20% to do that. The rest, whooping 80% goes into their criminality. They share it amongst themselves. Now, that is the only one he has at least a knowledge of what is coming in and all that. But he doesn't have knowledge of the one in Nigeria that Azuka and Chichi are controlling. That account in Nigeria belongs to Azuka, the criminal in America, and then Chichi, who is in Nigeria, is controlling it, helping her to control it and sustain it. Now, remember, this person called Chichi, the original name is not Chichi in Nigeria. No, that's not the original name. She's called Chichi on social media, which you hear. That's why you don't see her face. She doesn't show her face. She doesn't do it because she has to be kept, anonymous so that you don't know who that person is. And then she will be controlling the money. Simon does not have full knowledge of how much is coming into that account. That has been their quarrel. Now, when they said they are sacking her or not, that they tried to do it silently. Okay, you're going to stay off from this, but he doesn't want to come all out as he did for Gaddafi, and other people, to tell you not to deal with Gaddafi and other people. He doesn't want to come all out like that with Azuka because he knows if he does that, it's going to backfire. They have secrets together, all the money monies they have been stealing, all the resources they have been taking from you, they have secrets together. So for them not to expose themselves, he cannot come all out. If tell him to dare me to come out and announce Azuka's name, let him try it. Let him try it. Let him come out and tell you that don't deal with Azuka. Let him come boldly and tell you people that don't give money to Azuka again, because he is still doing business with Azuka. The America account, that's where the money is going to, and that's where the monies are going. And that account in America, the monies are going to Azuka's husband's account. And so they are still doing business in that line. But the one in Nigeria, he doesn't know how much is going into it. And Azuka and Chichi have been playing games with that one. So that is why he is now telling you on this program, on this particular broadcast, that don't send money to Chichi, because Chichi is a direct connection to that account in Nigeria, which he doesn't have control of. But he doesn't want to mention Azuka so that he doesn't look like he's connecting Azuka into this and causing trouble between him and Azuka, and make Azuka coming all out and speaking some stuff and saying some stuff too, just to give, we don't give it down, let's expose ourselves. He doesn't want it to get to that level. So all he needed to do is to call the name of Chichi so that you can look at them, because he's now trying to talk about the Nigeria account. When you talk about Chichi, then you're going to talk about the Nigeria account, because she is the one who is in charge, who is running that account on behalf of Azuka in Nigeria. So he's telling you, no, Chichi, that means don't give money to the Nigeria account, but you can give money to the America account, because that is the one I know and have information, and that is where we know the sharing formula, and we know how we share the money and what we do with the money. But for the Nigeria account, they make more money. I don't know how much they're making. I don't have my share in it, so don't give money into that account. Now listen to it again. For those of you who don't understand, I will help you understand this discussion very well.
From tonight, nobody should send me anymore to any person representing no more than Chichi, down to anybody, any other person from land. If you are part of us,
Chichi or any other person in Biafra land, that account in Nigeria is the account he doesn't have access and he doesn't make money from, because Azuka and Chichi have cloned that account for themselves. So that account flows between Chichi and Azuka. That's Nigeria account. Simon does not have information about that account, so he cannot actually get from it, because they don't open up the details of that account to him. So now telling you, any fund in Nigeria, don't contribute to it. You can indirectly, he's telling you that you can continue with the America account. You can give monies into the America account, because that is where the sharing formula is well stipulated. Azuka has her own share. He has his own share. Other people like Erewa, and other people, Azubike, all having their share in that account. So, and of course, they can easily know that they are sharing in this one. But the one in Nigeria, he doesn't have information. So he's telling you people that Nigeria account, don't give money into it. Why is he specific or concerned about the Nigeria account? Why didn't he talk about America account? Why did he mention Nigeria alone? Listen again. I'm going to play it again. I want to play this part over and over for you, for your brains to open, for those whose brains are locked by stupidity, those people whose brains have been beclouded and engrafted in stupidity. I want to help your brains to open so that you can begin to understand. I know that we have lots of people who are wise and knowledgeable and know what is happening here. You cannot call Azuka's name, because you know Azuka would come out and attack you. You know who she is. The other time we had the voice message, you saw the way Azuka was shouting on him, and Azuka and Erewa were shouting on him and making him to understand that he's a small boy, that he's not on their level, and talking down on him. So he cannot go to that level. He cannot call the name of Azuka. Cannot tell him to dare us and say, come all out and say, don't give money to Azuka. Let him come out and say it. He cannot say it. Let him dare us and say it. Don't give money to Azuka. Why would he call Chichi? Azuka is the owner of the account in Nigeria. Chichi is the one managing it. Why did he mention Chichi? Why didn't he mention Azuka? Because Chichi is not part of the account in America, but Chichi is part of the account in Nigeria. So he's indirectly telling you, don't give money in that account in Nigeria, because of course, when you give money in that account in Nigeria, Chichi has control of it over there, and Azuka is in America. But if you put the money in America account, he has knowledge about the money in America, including Azuka and their husband, and Erewa and Azubike and other people. So they have the sharing formula for that one in America. But for the one in Nigeria, they don't have the sharing formula. So they are telling you, don't put money in that one. And he now speaks of specifically Chichi and any other person. How many are there that he cannot mention their names? Why would he mention? Why don't he mention the gang leader, Azuka? Why? I'm going to play it down so that you can listen to it top to the end. Listen.
From tonight, nobody should send me anymore to any person representing no more than Chichi down to anybody, any other person from land. If you are part of us and you are sending money to anybody, you either go and demand your money back or stop sending money to anybody. If you did not hear that particular directive from me, you are sending money for whatever reason, not for this particular movement. So from tonight, nobody from any unit should send money to Chichi or anybody in Biafra land without our approval.
For emphasis, he mentioned Chichi twice. So for those of you who would have said, oh, he just escaped his mind, he just had to mention, maybe he just remember Chichi. He mentioned Chichi twice because Chichi directly linked to that Nigeria account. Chichi is directly linked to the Nigeria account. The problem Azuka and Simon have been having is about funds. Azuka is playing smart. Two of them are criminals. One criminal is trying to outsmart the other criminal. You see it. And Azuka is using the Nigeria account as a means of outsmarting them all, including Erewa and all of that. That is why none of them protested when Umada was cancelled or cancelled by the criminal. That is why none of them said anything to support Azuka when they said they were removing her from the system. That's why none of them said anything. You know why? Azuka has been playing smart on all of them. Azuka and Chichi have been using their Nigeria account to money from people, which does not come to Simon and any other group, any other person in that group in the America account. That means Erewa, Azubike, Simon, and the husband, and of course other people. They are not part of the Nigeria account. So he emphasized it, Chichi specifically, because Chichi is the link to that Nigeria account. So when you give money to Chichi or give money to any of them there, the money goes to, if you are in Nigeria, it goes to that account that Chichi controls. So he has to mention Chichi specifically, because once money gets into a hand that is from a naira denomination or something, it goes into that particular account. So he's telling you, don't give money to them because he doesn't have part of the share from that Nigeria account. So all this dance around and pretending and all these kinds of shenanigans is because of the money. This particular audio has simply revealed the fight amongst them, what is causing the fight. But they don't want it to go so dirty. So they are trying to keep their cool because they still have a stake in the America account. Because they still, Abisuka can never agree that her husband's account be removed from that platform. Because if they do that, she's going to blow up everything. Let everybody go after I've made my money. I don't care. She has said it before. She doesn't care. She doesn't care to come back to the zoo or to Nigeria. So they know that she's a radical. She's a mad woman. So they don't need to come close to that level where they would, monies will start running. The monies will not. So they have that agreement is, please, that account, please, you are not doing well at all. You have cheated us. So they keep her away. But they are still doing the business in the in the America account. That's what is happening. Now I'm going to play it again so that you will listen to it and get it right. Those who are sensible will begin to connect the dots. Those who are smart, those of you who are wise will begin to connect the dots. You will now know that it's been about money. I told you that they will expose themselves indirectly. I told you people with 2 months said they expose themselves by themselves. Now they are opening it up. Diplomatically, he's coming to tell you about Chichi. Diplomatically, he's trying to be very diplomatic and trying to be careful. But he knows that if he doesn't say this, if he doesn't come to announce this, the monies will still continue to go into that Nigeria account. So he needed to come and make a broadcast or an announcement and then use that announcement to refer to Chichi, not Azuka. Because he knows when he goes to the Azuka side, she will come out as a lion and bite him. So she doesn't want to go. Because he doesn't want things to be destroyed for him. So he's not telling you that if you have money to Chichi and all of that, go back and collect them. You're talking about people will start demanding for their money. When the time comes, people will start demanding. Not if you like demand from now till tomorrow, you can't get it back because our people have been very it from time. Keep telling them, they will not understand. They will keep going there. Tell them this place is evil. They will keep putting their heads onto it. Please like this video, share on all your social media platforms. Let people hear and understand what is. Subscribe to this channel if you have not subscribed. Hit again from top so you can understand and get the facts from the voice notes that he made, or audio, or whatever. How it was sent, and I saw it, because understand what really transpired. And I told you guys, they will expose a clear-cut exposition, a clear-cut revelation of what is happening, a clear-cut understanding of what is happening, a clear-cut understanding. Except you are not smart and wise, you will not understand what is happening. This has shown you that the fight, some of you don't know that the account in Nigeria is controlled by one Azuka and one Chichi. Chichi is not the real name. Chichi is the cloned name for the purpose of their criminality, and so that the real name is there in Nigeria, so that the Nigerian government does not access the account. So they have to use that name Chichi on social media, but you don't know the particular names they are using on ground. So that's what is happening. So let's look at it again. I'll play it again and listen.
From tonight, nobody should me anymore to any person representing no more than Chichi, down to anybody, any other person from land. If you are part of us and you are sending money to anybody, you either go and demand your money back or stop sending money to anybody. If you did not,
if you are part of them, I don't know who would choose to be part of criminals. Some of you who are out there are just repugnant. You are just irritating. Some of you are part of criminality. You don't reason. By the time I begin to give you the laws of freedom fighting, as I would begin to throw one point and before another from this evening or latest tomorrow morning, by the time I begin to throw this information about the laws of freedom fighting, you begin to understand whether you are doing it right or wrong. Because I'm going to begin to throw these laws about freedom fighting to you. I'll begin to throw these laws to you because our people need to understand. You need to understand. Honestly, it's so disheartening when we see our people being defrauded the same way also, and they will keep still going that way. Our people want and like to be defrauded. I'm going to play it again for emphasis. He mentioned Chichi twice. That is not her original name. That's not her real name anyways. It's a cloned name, but the real name that they are using for that Nigeria account is not known. They know what the name is. We don't know, but Chichi is the one controlling the account in the zoo for Azuka. Simon does not have access to that account in Nigeria. So he's telling you, don't give money to that because he's not getting share from that. The only one he's getting share from is the one in America. And that one, all of them know how much is coming in. So they always have their share percentage go to everybody once the money comes in. But for the one in Nigeria, no share is coming in. It has cheated them and cheated them and cheated them. It has gotten times they've been fighting secretly on that particular thing. Remember when the so-called Umuada gathered, when they were talking about that particular account, and Simon was talking about them closing the account, and Azuka came all out for Simon and was screaming on him, and Erewa also screaming on him and telling him that they're going to deal with him, that they're going to show him, and they will leave and all of that, blah, blah, blah. They later settled, and they said they are going to begin to tell him about the Nigeria account because they need the money also in Naira. But in the end, they didn't respond. They didn't respond to Simon and put him part of the sharing formula. And that is what has got them to this now, where they are trying to suppress the fights. They don't want to come all out to disgrace themselves. They are fighting, but they are trying to be calm so that they don't, expose themselves, so that you don't stop giving money in the dollars, money into the dollar accounts through their website. So all they are doing is try to manage the situation in a way they won't expose themselves, but still try to make you not put money in that Nigeria account. And that's why Simon came all out and made this particular broadcast. But rather than talking about this particular announcement, he came out to make this announcement. But rather than talking about Azuka as the one who is in charge of that account, whom Chichi is managing the account for, he didn't mention her because he knows that that account is managed critically in Nigeria. Since Chichi is in Nigeria, that's a cloned name anyways. That's not the original name. Since she's in Nigeria, definitely that's as someone who is in Nigeria, she's epitomized on that account. That means she represents that account. So he's telling you, don't give money to that account. You can now give money to the other account. You can give money in the American account. That's where he has a stake. That's where he has, a share. That's where he has a link, a connection, and he can see what is happening and get his money from them, make money from it. But I want to, guys, you are being fooled. You are being fooled. You are being fooled. Now, can you imagine? Because I'm going to talk about that anyways. I'm not going to talk about that today. especially the issue of no election in Imo State. And somebody was talking about, oh my God, let me not go there. Let me just focus on this particular stuff today, because I want you guys, I am emphasizing on this so that your brains will begin to open and you begin to understand, because he who must be set free would need the truth, will need to have encounter with the truth to be set free. If you don't have an encounter with the truth, you will not be made free. You need encounter with the truth to be made free. That is why we keep talking about the truth here and there, always proclaiming, talking, making sure we get you along the line of understanding the truth so that you begin to understand. Now listen to this announcement again.
From tonight, nobody should send me anymore to any person representing no more other Chichi down to anybody, any other person from land. If you are part of us and you are sending money to anybody, you either go and demand your money back or stop sending money to anybody. If you did not hear that particular directive from me, you are sending money for whatever reason, not for this particular movement. So from tonight, nobody from any unit should send money to Chichi or anybody in Biafra land without our approval.
Or anybody
So those countries in Africa, in Asia that have been sending money according to the information, you are hereby tonight to demand your money back, because the money you have sent, so if you have at all, has not gotten to the Biafra government since the time you are sending it to this moment. Demand your money back, and if you can't, do not send money to anywhere without approval. Thank you.
Did you hear that? Those of you who have been sending money right there, who have been sending money to that place, who have been sending, whether in Asia, in America, wherever you are, sending money to the zoo, sending money to them there, because there's some people who pay in Naira, they have accounts there, so they transfer their money to Naira and they send it to the Naira account. And they have seen that they have been losing because it's eating fat, Azuka and Chichi. They are eating fat on the Nigeria account. So what he is telling you now is, any of you who have been giving money to that link, stop it now and don't give, as long as I'm not part of it. He mentioned it there. He said, if I'm not aware and anything that I've not give directive on, don't do that. So because it only works in the places where he has a stake, and that is where the directive would be given to you to pay in, and that is the Naira account, which is on the website. Now ask yourself this question: why mention Chichi? Why not mention Azuka? Because the fight is between you and Azuka. Chichi is only an accomplice on Azuka's side. She is the one managing the account on Azuka's side. If Azuka today wants to say that she wants Simon to know what is happening in that Nigeria account, she will make it known. Chichi cannot stop her. She will take the statement of account and present it, and then you can know how much and what is happening. But she has refused to do that. But yet he comes on live and tells you not to give money to Chichi or any other person who is representing Nigeria account. Why is he particular about Nigeria account? Simple. The Nigeria account is void of his knowledge. He doesn't have access to it. He doesn't have information about it. He cannot access it. He cannot make money from it. He doesn't have what it takes to get money from that place. And so he is just in the dark. And so to safeguard himself, based on the fact that most of the monies now that they are making on the dollar account is getting low, because most of the monies are now going to Nigeria account, he's now saying that don't send money there, send it to the American account. That is where I want you to send monies to, and that is where you should have your monies. And so he's trying to make people understand that this is it. And that is another way of exposing what has been on the ground boiling and the fight inside. You people don't understand how to read these things. It's very simple. I told you guys, they would expose themselves. Money has been the issue. They have been fighting over money. They have been fighting over money. They have been fighting over money. They are eating fat from your stupidity. You have to understand this. Your stupidity has given them an industry of taking what belongs to you. And you people, you need to be sensible. We are setting up a structure that will make sure that any penny that comes into Biafra land from the Biafra people will be accounted for. Accountability is very key in whatever we do. And that is why you must stop giving. By the time I analyze the issue of the laws of freedom fighting, you will come to understand the details that you need to know on how you approach people or approach the issue of freedom fighting. Freedom fighting. You will come to understand your role in the whole thing and your role in relation to the activity itself and your role in relation to the program of freedom fighting itself. Because if you don't have a who you are, and in connection to what you get or the purpose of what you are into based on who you are and what you want to achieve, you would not know to position these things and have a concrete knowledge of how you operate in this whole thing. When you are devoid of principles, it is because there is an ignorance somewhere. There is something you don't understand about you and the purpose. Because when you understand you and you understand the purpose, you know how to devise principles that or you know how to cash into principles and apply principles that will help you get what you want to achieve from who you are and what you want to achieve. Because what you want to achieve is the purpose, or the purpose of what you want to achieve is the content of the mission. The purpose of what you want to achieve gives details and facts and what you need to do to achieve that purpose. There is a need for a particular order, and that order is simply to who you are, and that order is designed along the line of who you are. But when you don't understand who you are and understand where you come from, your traditions, your culture, and who you are, and your idiosyncratic operations, how do you then understand how to harness these things in line with what you want to achieve? How can you talk about freedom fighting when you don't even understand what the details, the nitty-gritties of who you are and how you operate, your culture and traditions and your values, and the faults, the negatives and the positives of your people and you also. When you understand the negatives and positives, you'll be able to apply them and know how to deal with the positives and deal with the negatives. And of course, learning from the experience of the actions that have been happening, the things that have been happening. So far, you can see from Oyibo and other people who have been in this thing, stealing. When they steal at a point, they know that at a point, the only thing that can happen is people are going to talk, and then later everything settles, everything dies. Nothing happens to them, no shaking. Then another regime comes in, they start all over. They start talking, and then before you know it, they defraud. And when they defraud, you will come online and talk, and that's all. And then you will keep still falling victim because you are not wise. You are so smart, as Biafrans are very smart people, but they don't know how to utilize that smartness to project their wisdom, and that is critical of what is going wrong with them. But you must understand this: we are going to begin to do the right thing, and every one of you must begin to understand this. Now, this particular audio I played to you has revealed the fullness of between Azuka and Simon. The secret, they are fighting, they are infighting, everything is about the money. They are at Logan. The account in Nigeria is Azuka, and of course Chichi being the proxy. That's not the real name. That's what everything happens. She can walk past. I don't know she's the one who stole the money. She's using a name called Chichi. My name is there written boldly. I don't need to hide it because I've not come to defraud, but still they have come to defraud. They don't care because they don't want if it warrants that they don't come return to Biafra land anymore in their life. They don't give a damn because they want to escape poverty. Even if not their good name. They don't have good name, not their good name, because they have a good name. When people are very, very, very desperate, negatively desperate towards what they want to achieve. See, some of them traveled abroad looking for greener pastures. They were suffering. They were farmers. They were bush people. Look at Simon. He was a bushman when he was critically a bushman. If you hear what he says, the things he talks about and all of that, he's critically a bushman. He escaped poverty. He traveled and had an opportunity to travel. And all of that. All this medal, all this stuff, they are not prominent. These are just normal games played somewhere. And then he traveled, and then when he traveled, now you now give him a platform to steal from you, steal dollars and all of that. He now begin to maximize it. And all you see see happening on social media now is constituting nuisance. Now look at the issue of no election in. How can I don't understand you people? Is it that you people are just something is just? I don't know how yourselves, anyways, to get into this situation where juju works on you, someone's juju and other people working on you. I don't know why someone would tell you no election and then the election holds and then tells you again no election, and they say the election giving you talks and telling you that he's doing this and doing. How do you agree that it's for the fact that he said no election and conspicuously you can see obviously that elections were held? That should tell you that you cannot trust these kinds of person. When yes, know that it's go and check it. If they tell you good morning, check the time. How can somebody tell you that no election? Something that he knows that if it happens, you will see it with your eyes. And one funny thing is that he gave one funny explanation. I'm going to handle that tomorrow. I'm going to discuss that issue of the explanation he gave about the no election. I was dazed when I heard it yesterday. It was yesterday I heard it. Somebody sent it to me and I listened to it. I said, what? You mean this guy gave this kind of explanation for the no election in Imo State or for the no election in Nigeria? Oh my God, something is definitely wrong with the followers. And no wonder I don't blame those people who are calling the followers daft people and that they need their brains reset. They are e-frogs and they are just desperate people. I know that most people are following because he has put them in positions in that thing he calls a cabinet, in his own group called Republic of Biafra Government in Exile. They are desperate. They want to hold that position. They are desperate for that position. I know that's what most people are there for. I am not here for positions. I don't need any position. I'll do the right thing. When the time came when they wanted to start playing their pranks, I came all out and I said, no, I am the one who exposed Ngozi Orabueze and told you people that she is a Nigerian and gave evidences, sent the evidences to Simon, which he was trying to defend because of the monies he's getting from that end, because the Fulani and all those northern politicians and the Nigerian politicians are sending money through Ngozi because she used it to campaign for their politics, used it to campaign on their behalf with the women and all of that, gather women everywhere, gather people, to vote for them, so she's doing campaigns for them, and through them, through that means they have come to understand that they could use her to suppress chief of staff in that regard. It has nothing to do with Biafra anyways. You guys should understand that those positions they occupy does not have any relevance in Biafra and program and all of that, because the Mazen Namikano is the one to constitute he is the one mandated and ordained to constitute a particular government for Biafra. So all these governments you see here and there, they are null and void. Mazen Namikano is the commander-in-chief. So whenever you hear of another commander-in-chief, know that it's crime, it's criminal, it's treason. And so it will be dealt with when the time comes. So Mazen Namikano is the one who will constitute the leadership that he wants for the purpose of Biafra. Hopefully by next month he will be out. And then he will come back and restructure and set the house in order. And then you will now see things work out very, very effectively. Anybody who's calling himself commander-in-chief, as Simon is calling himself, and as his followers are calling him, and he's not saying anything about it, he's calling himself commander-in-chief. That's treason. That's treason. Treasonable felony, because when you know that somebody is in charge and you now come to speak about the person's position as taking that person's position, you have already tried to know the person. When you call yourself commander-in-chief, there can be only one commander-in-chief in a nation. Only one. And you check everywhere in the world, there are no two commander-in-chiefs. One commander-in-chief in USA, in Britain, in UK, wherever you are, one commander-in-chief, Australia, Asia, whatever nation in the world that you are, there is only one commander-in-chief. When anybody comes to tell you they are commander-in-chief, they are indirectly telling you they have overthrown the other person. So when Simon and his group team members say he is commander-in-chief, they are only telling you that they have dethroned the other one. And remember, they started first by telling you that Mazen Namikano, it is obvious that he's going to come out and give up the Biafra cause. And of course, they started by giving themselves titles and titles upon titles and titles until they got to the point where they can call themselves commander-in-chief. They raised a militia gang that they call army. Where is that gentle? Do you see him again? That one that likes showing himself on camera on social media. Do you see him again? Since the Nigeria contraction took that vehicle from them, do you see that one again? Do you hear anything about him? But now whatever they do, they come to tell you that he said this, he said that. Why is he himself not talking? The other time they said he traveled. Why has he not returned? Some of you don't even understand the strange thing about this whole issue of the headquarters in Maryland. That's is somebody's house. Whenever they need to do something, all they need to do is to tell the person, please, we have to set up chairs today. And then when they set up the chairs, they video it, they use they snap, they take pictures, and then they rearrange the chairs, and the person continues with the house, and they settle the person. That place, the owner of the house said that place was rented to an individual to live. It is not rented to an organization. So go and check with the person. If you're in America, go and check that place that you are calling your Biafra house. The house in the first place has different offices for different people, rented by different people. The suite 2, Simon is now putting on his documents, is rented by somebody. So all they do is that they're working with the person in that suite 2. Anytime they want to snap pictures or do some videos, they come to set the chairs, and then they snap and do, and then they send to you, and you will jubilate, and then they arrange the chairs. Check in that room. There is only the cartons of the chairs are arranged in the room. Why? Do you see any office where you arrange the chairs in the place? Once you bring out the chairs, you throw away the cartons. You take them away from the place, but the cartons are arranged by the wall. So anytime they need to arrange the chairs, they just bring out, they bring down the cartons, bring the chairs, arrange them there, put the cartons back, there, and then when they are through snapping pictures and taking videos, they now put back the chairs into the cartons and put them arrange them in that particular room, and the person continues his house. They are paying him for that purpose, and they are paying him, so he's enjoying himself. The owner of that house, is a vulcanizer or something. A vulcanizer, yes, a vulcanizer. That's what he is. That's the person living in that city. All of you are just there. You don't make search, you don't find out, you don't do anything. You're just there jubilating, jumping around like fools you are. Like is it baboons, they call them. I don't like using those words, but Mazin, I'm going to use them several times, because you begin to imagine the complexities of the stupidity of some of our people. In fact, some words you use to qualify them is not enough. It's not enough. Somebody is jubilating, this liaison office is open, that liaison office is open. I said, what is the essence of all this nonsense? Oh Lord have mercy. Somebody was justifying the issue of the 150 days, Biafra coming and all of that, and including the so-called criminal in Finland, was justifying it and giving one stupid and lousy explanation. I was shocked. So you people must understand that the things that are happening are only happening to defraud you. Why is Chichi mentioned when the account actually belongs to Azuka? Chichi is a proxy, just like Nigeria being a proxy of the British Empire controlling you. And some people want to still be Nigerians. These are the things we're saying. So I'm going to round up very soon, because I don't want it to be more than 1 hour. We have done 48 minutes. So very soon I'm going to be rounding off. But I want you to understand this. I'm going to play this voice again one more time, and then I'm going to give you the final explanation, and then we'll close for today.
From tonight, nobody should send me anymore to any person representing no more than Chichi down to anybody, any other person from land. If you are part of us and you are sending money to anybody, you either go and demand your money back or stop sending to anybody. If you did not hear that directly from me, you are sending money for whatever reason, not for this particular movement. So from tonight, nobody from any unit should send money to Chichi or anybody in Biafra land without our approval. So those countries in Africa, in Asia, that have been sending money according to the information, you are hereby that.
So you see, the information here is that some people in America, in Asia, and all of that, sending money to Nigeria. That's account in Nigeria. So the target is any money going to Nigeria, given to Chichi or anybody in Nigeria, is prohibited. The only one that is accepted is the one that comes to America. And that one that is in America is where this criminal has a stake. That is where he gets his own interest from, his own percentage from. So you see it now. So once it is a Nigeria account, he doesn't have access to it. Common sense. Because he doesn't have access to that account in Nigeria, he's telling you, don't pay into that account. Because that account, some of you don't know. We told you, I've been saying this several times before now. I've been telling you that account, there's a Nigeria account that belongs to Azuka. And Chichi is controlling it. Chichi is not a real name, I told you. It's a clone name. So we use it since it's cloned, since we don't know the real name anyways. Because I know that some of these women know the real names anyways. But some of them don't know. So if he is directing you not to send money to a Nigeria account, he is trying to make you understand. As simple as it is, if your brain has not been destroyed by virus or by fungi and by by stupidity, you just understand that what I'm saying is the right thing. It's common sense. That is the genesis of their fighting. Some of you are saying, hey, he's a strong, he has sacked Azuka. Why didn't he mention Azuka? He mentioned Gaddafi. Some of you are just daft. I don't know what you use your brain. Just use your brains to eat rice, jollof rice. That's what you do. Your brains are used for nothing. To chase women or to chase after men and to eat rice and to eat food. That's all. But when it comes to critical thinking, some of you don't, your brains are expired. So you don't reason. And when you are taught, you come all out to insult. And they keep defrauding you. But I believe that those who have ears are listening very critically. Please like this video, share on all your social media platforms, and let the people hear this particular broadcast, because it's very, very critical and financial fraud against you. So now he has exposed the reason for their infighting by this broadcast, by this announcement. He has exposed it. Simple and short. Don't send money to Nigeria account. That is why we're fighting, because that account, I don't have access to it. The one I have access is America account. Who are busy, who are looking for where to send your hard-earned money, are stupidly sending money there. Some of you are criminals anyways. You get them from different from you. So we understand that, and you continue to put things anyways, and some of you too are just trying to, like those guys called they have been paid $300 each every month. Each of them are having himself is earning $4,500 every month. So your stupidity, you see where your money is going. As extra monies for themselves from inflated procurements and all of that, inflated budgets and budgets. They want to buy this, they put amount what they want to buy. They send it to someone adds amount on it, and then when the money comes out, they are cheating themselves, deceiving themselves. Someone takes the one that he has added, sent to success takes the one that he has added, it's sent to the other man, the other one takes the one that he has added until it gets to the last person, and then they buy what they want to buy. The last person also buys and takes the one he has taken. That is what they are doing to themselves. Stupidity like that. Freedom fighting is not that way. We are going to down Nigeria, we're going to destroy Nigeria, but not by stupidity, not by criminality, but strategy. And I tell you, this brain that I have has a complete strategy to bring down Nigeria, and in connection with other people who are truthful, not criminals. I don't patronize criminality. When they came up with the issue of the Biafra currency, telling them they want to put their faces, they want to put my face on the currency, I told them I don't need my face to be on the currency. Don't put my face on the currency. Don't put anybody's face. None of us are qualified to have our faces on the Biafra currency. Why would you put our faces? People have sacrificed their lives, died. So many people for years have died and all of that. And you cannot put their faces. You want to put the faces of people, all of us that are alive today, and we have not even sacrificed enough. We have not even done what these people have done, even to 1%. You're coming to talk about and putting our faces on the currency. I told them 3 titles. Nice too. But some of you would embrace it quickly. So like most of these idiots who have been put on positions that on empty positions, minister of this, minister of that, Biafra minister of this, blah 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 blah, because they are getting little stipends. They're getting stipends anyway. If I say little stipends, I'm making tautology. They're getting stipends, and so they are securing their positions. They see the lie. They are securing it. They don't want to talk about it because they are securing their own stupidity and their criminality. That's what they're doing. So I mean, it's crazy. Look at Ngozi, who is a Nigeria agent. There in a Biafra project, several nonsense going on. All of you who are part of them, you have to come out of them. The truth will make you free. We are setting up a structure that will put everybody in perspective, and that structure will not only give us freedom, but it will establish our nation. See, social media ministers. That's who they are. They are social media ministers. They are just the minister of this, minister of that, minister of finance, minister, chief of staff that cannot good sentence, meaningful sentence, not just come and say one line every time. You came for a particular program. You call a referendum convention. You are still making the same statements you keep making. Anytime I bring her to broadcast, to my broadcast, she makes. When I ask her a question, she's still saying the same thing over and over. Sometimes when I ask complex questions, she begins to answer rubbish. And you're out of point. You come to a referendum convention, you still are saying the same rubbish that you have been saying on all broadcasts. Doesn't make sense to you. What is the essence of the convention? And he's talking about convention. He's saying that some people don't know the difference between referendum and referendum convention. What do you need a referendum convention for? When you don't have the template for your referendum. They don't reason. You don't have a template for a referendum. So why are you holding a convention? Because as much as we are concerned, all Biafrans know what referendum is about. They know we're talking about leaving Nigeria, get out of Nigeria. That's the referendum. And everybody knows. So you don't need a program to still come and tell us that you will defeat Nigeria, you will do this to Nigeria. You just organize a program to tell us how you will that you are going to defeat Nigeria, that you have defeated, you are going to defeat Nigeria. It doesn't make sense. You have been making that, you have been saying all of that in all broadcasts. So why come again to organize a convention and still keep saying the same thing? It doesn't make sense. You can organize a convention. Good. Nothing wrong with organizing a convention. But when you say referendum convention, then you are talking about plebiscite. You're talking about something critical, which means if you want to organize that, the fact that Mazen and Kanu have done so many things on this issue of discussion and telling the people about referendum, lots of information have been given to the people. People don't understand all of this stuff. All you need to do now in a referendum convention, you hold it when you have a timetable, a template, a strategy. You want to read out some facts to the people, tell them some things they need to know that are important to know, not the ones they shouldn't know, not security details and all of that. Give them facts and timetable of how these things will go, how the votes will go, and all of this stuff. This is how it goes. That is how it goes. You understand? So, but you see, they organized it, and they came jamboree, everybody danced and all of that and all that. And somebody was arguing, say, do you see the kind of people who came for the referendum convention? I can't understand these people, for God's sake. But anyways, we'll keep educating you guys. So the fight between the criminal in Finland and the criminal in America is money. Money is going into that Nigeria account that the criminal in Finland doesn't have access to. The one in America, called Azuka, is outsmarting him in their criminality. And so rather than for them not to fight out, they have fought inside, within, and fought and fought and fought. Now they cannot fight out. Because they know if they fight out, you will hear the secrets. And they don't want you to hear the secrets so that you continue to give money. They are only securing their greedy interest, not because they like each other or one another, but because they don't want you to hear the story, the real story, so that you will continue to give the money that goes. And because the two of them also, the two criminals, need money. So all they need to do is to keep quiet on some things so that you don't hear, so that you continue to give them money as long as they keep sharing on that platform. That they all know how it runs, the sharing formula is. Good, just keep sharing. But when it goes to the other platform where the other criminal in Finland does not have access, he has to fight it. He has to come and mention Chichi because he cannot mention the principal person who is Asuka, because he knows if he mentions that, then you have tried to give an impression that I'm a criminal. Then also I'll come to expose you, and then the main exposition will begin, and then the Biafrans will not know what is happening. But they are securing that side of them, that criminal side of them, by not saying some stuff so you don't know. That's what's happening. Simple as it is. Some of you don't understand the whole thing and the knowledge of all of this stuff. That's why I'm here. That's why we're here, to give you information through the Accountability and Transparency Group, giving you information about what you need to know and how you need to know how to work with the things you need to know. And that's why we're here. Thank you so much, you guys. I know you are at work. Some of you are busy, so keep on with what you are doing. Share this broadcast on all your social media platforms. Let people get this information very critically this afternoon. And then, of course, if you have not subscribed to this channel, subscribe to the channel. Just hit the subscription button and then the notification button, and then you are good to go. Anytime we're coming on, and you just see the notification, you have it, and then you join. I want to thank you guys. I appreciate you guys very, very, very strongly. God bless you all. God bless you too. The MC, thank you so much. God bless you all. God bless you very good, and stay blessed. Thank you so much all. I appreciate you guys. God bless you very good.